It has been exactly 10 years now since Jean-Paul DeCoster and Phil Wild went into the studio to produce their first 2 Unlimited record. When they first let the beats of Get Ready for This rock the speakers, they had no idea what was still to come.
Well, I look back on this period with a lot of pleasure and memories. It was a very exciting time. Success like this brings a lot of experience.
Back then, Jean-Paul DeCoster owned and ran a small record store and label. Phil Wild was the proud owner of the second-hand mixing board, and he had access to the studio space above his parents' store. Besides their mutual passion for the beats, it seemed that both of these guys had an exceptional talent for creating easy-listening techno.
Very close is that, of course, being #1 in the UK for 5 weeks in a row, winning the World Music Awards for 3 times in a row, are things which stay nice memories.
2 Unlimited's first Millennium single will be No Limit. The men behind the remix are Nico Deleu and Philip Derricks, a.k.a. Starfighter. Under this name, they already scored a huge club hit with Apache. Those same ingredients for success were applied to No Limit, and the result is fabulous. What were you doing when 2 Unlimited was off touring the world?
During my spare time, I was throwing parties, all over clubs in Belgium.
What was your first reaction when Byte asked you to do some remixes?
For me, because it was my favorite song, I was happy to do it, and I have directly, together with Nico, an idea to make it, so it was fun.
DJ Jean is definitely one of the best-known DJs and producers of the Netherlands. He scored solo hits with The Launch and Love Come Home, and for the 2 Unlimited album, he remixed Twilight Zone. What was your first reaction when Byte asked you to do some remixes?
Very honored, of course, because 2 Unlimited was very big in the world. They sold millions of records. So when you're asked to do a remix, you're very honored.
How did you go about making these remixes?
Build it up completely from the start with new instruments, and we didn't use much of the original. Just used the vocal bites. So it was not really hard to make a 2000 mix of it.
Robin Albers, a Dutchman with a broad musical past. His big breakthrough was his alter ego JD with the absolute monster hit Plastic Dreams. Nowadays, he's producer behind the Sun Club. Wasn't it strange to make a Y2K remix of a song that's 10 years old?
It was difficult because he asked me to do a Sun Club remix, and Sun Club is one of my commercial acts. As JD, I made an in-ground version, you know, probably the song Plastic Dreams in 1992. It was a huge hit. And I asked my friends from the Sun Club, can we do something with that song? And they said, yes, of course, let's go for it. So I made a club mix, a real underground club mix, and the 2 other guys from the Sun Club, they made a commercial mix.
A song that's set to conquer all of Europe needs an equally impressive video. Not a penny was spared to produce an entirely digital video, complete with animated characters. Glitch and Outlander, 2 companies that specialize in these kinds of magic, agreed to give it their best shot. It took weeks of hard work, but the result is truly amazing. Where do you start making a completely animated video like the one you made for this song?
I think the most important thing first was to have a good script. So one night I went out with one of my best friends. We had a lot of beer, and we started brainstorming about a script. And after a few hours, we had sort of a clean script. We presented to the record company, and they liked it.
What was the toughest part of the making of?
Well, the characters, because it's very important that when you make a character, it moves very smoothly and it doesn't do unexpected moves. So it was very important for us to build a character with a bone structure, muscle structure, so it could move like a real person. It's very hard to do that because we have certain restrictions in movement, such as an elbow and stuff like that, that it doesn't turn around 360 degrees. And fine-tuning those movements was, I think, the most difficult part of complete animation.
How do you make, or should I say build, a character?
We started with a really rough model. For instance, we started with a sphere and start just like clay, modeling the face to where it should look like. And then we adjusted, we created patches, and we created the seamless surface for the character's head and of course the rest of his body.
Did you have to work at it 24/7?
It was both the day and the night job. We started early in the morning till late at night.
In the magical year 2000, the hits of 2 Unlimited will be re-released in a version for the 21st century. For this, the 2 Unlimited producers enlisted the aid of some of the best remixers Europe has to offer, such as Starfighter, Sun Club, DJ Jean, Nerio's Dubwork, 3 Drives on a Vinyl, DJ Fred and Arnold T, and Push.